I'm Mike, this is Will, we are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
We're bringing you issue 39 of Warhammer 40k Conquest today, and in this issue we've got a new Primaris Captain. But before we go in, as always, if you want to skip this straight to the battle report, there should be a time code in the description. But heading into the issue, first we've got some background here on Cato Sicarius, the captain of the Ultramarine 2nd Company, which the magazine has been telling you to paint your models as, and some background here on his equipment. And here we've got a profile of Roticus Rainfather, the greater demon of Nurgle, and some more background on the different ages of mankind. Going up, this is all before the Imperium here, the Age of Technology and the Age of Terror. And then we've got some background on the different space fleets of the Adeptus Astartes, and a little side box here on the Phalanx, the flagship of the Imperial Fists. And here we have the build guide for the new Primaris Captain. So this one has a different war gear options to the Gravis Captain. It's fairly easy to put together. You first have the choice between the Stalker Bolt Rifle or the Auto Bolt Rifle. And we'll see the stats for those later. You also have the option for whether he has a power sword or not. And of course the bare head or the helmeted head. And then the painting guide, and the standard Ultramarines painting guide. It should be fairly simple by now. Just for the cloak, make sure you do multiple thin coats for the Rakarth flesh and the Mephiston red to get a nice solid colour without any streaks. Similar, and again shading the gold and the metallic parts with Agric Surf Shade and Null Oil. But that's it for the rest of the issue. We'll go into the mission now.
And now we're on to our mission for this issue, and we've got a bit of fiction here about Siege the Beacons. So apparently the Techmarines of the Silver Templars in our case have constructed a temporary communications network to make up for the damage to the communications network on the planet, but the Death Guard are trying to seize it. And our mission name is Network Error. Now you'll see on the battlefield we have 5 objective markers, and they actually give you some markers for this. Here they are on the back page, and you're supposed to cut them out, but we're not going to do that. And then those go in the 5 positions you see on the board, and they're actually measured as to where they are. I'll show you where those are on the Ultra board in a moment. And then the relevance of these is that at the start of each battle round we roll a d6. You can see these are numbered 1 to 5, and then the number we roll is worth more victory points. So each marker is worth a victory point at the end of the battle round to whoever controls it, and the one that we roll the number for is worth 2 victory points instead. If we roll a 6, then they're all worth 2 victory points. And you can also see where we put our 2 deployment zones, one each end of the board. We roll off, and then whoever wins gets to pick their deployment zone. The person who lost that roll, so didn't get to pick their deployment zone, deploys first, but they also get to choose who takes the first turn. It says the player who finished setting up their army first, which is a little bit confusing because it sort of implies we should be alternating units, which we're not. And then the usual thing for objectives, have the most models within 3 inches of it at the end of the battle round, and then that's worth the points, and it lasts for 5 battle rounds in total. And then of course we have our profile for our new Primaris Captain, and this guy is actually pretty much exactly the same as the Gravis Captain, but a little bit less tough. He only has toughness 4 rather than toughness 5. In fact, in the story, in the magazine, he's actually exactly the same person as Captain Asheron again, he's just in a different outfit. And his guns as well are different. Rather than the pistol gauntlet thing, he has a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle or a mastercrafted stalker bolt rifle, and we'll see on the model which one he's got in a minute. And he's got a normal power sword rather than a mastercrafted one, which only does 1 damage. So I'm not sure where he left his mastercrafted power sword, but he's only brought a normal one this time. And then his special rules are exactly the same as the previous captain. He gives friendlies within 6 inches of him rerolls to 1, rerolls of 1 to hit, and he has an Iron Halo for a 4+ invulnerable save. Now it's worth pointing out at the time of recording, and when this comes out, the new Space Marine Codex has just come out, which improves the damage of the Stalker Bolt Rifle by 1 and gives the Mastercrafted Auto Bolt Rifle 3 shots. We're not going to use that because at the time of this issue coming out, the Space Marine Codex was still several weeks away, so we're not going to include anything from the new Codex until the magazine tells us to do so. We'll talk about this a bit more at the conclusion. And then here's our battlefield with the objectives set up on it and their fixed positions. They're 9 inches from the shortboard edges, so 3 inches away from the deployment zones and 6 inches away from the longboard edges. And we've got number 1 here, number 2 over there, number 3 in the middle, number 4 over here, and number 5 up there. Number 4, I should mention, is actually more accurately where the die is there that's marking its number, but we can't put this inside the wall, so... And finally, once again, we have our campaign map for the city of Barakius. Now, the Space Marines won the last mission. In fact, the Space Marines have won more than Death Guard already. They're actually 6 out of 11, so In campaign terms, the Space Marines have actually already won, but we did win this one down here, so you get to pick what we're going to do this one.
Yep, I'm going to pick my last bonus zone.
Yes, so we'll see the Space Marines bonus rule again, which is sort of orbital bombardment. So now we're going to have a look at the armies and go to deployment and get straight into the game. Here are our Space Marine forces, led by our new Primaris Captain. He's accompanied by the Chaplain and 5 Intercessors, 3 Hellblasters and the 3 Aggressors.
Right, so my Warlord's going to be the Captain, and I'm going to give him the Tenacious Survivor, the 6+2 chance to ignore a wound.
And here is our Death Guard. We've got the Foul Blightspawn, 12 Poxwalkers, 5 Plague Marines, the Tainted Cohort, and the Myphitic Blighthauler. And my Warlord will be the Foul Blightspawn because he's the only character I've got, and he will have the Warlock trait that gives him and units within 6 inches of him +1 leadership. We're rolling off to see who gets to pick deployment zones. Space Marines roll a 6, and I roll a 4.
So I'm going to pick this deployment zone over here, so on this side, because it's closest to the ammo box.
So this means the Death Guard have to deploy first as well. So I finished my deployment. We've got the Poxwalkers down here, with the Foul Blightspawn in amongst them, 5 Plague Marines there, and the Blighthauler there, and then the Tainted Cohort are going in the Teleportarium. And here we have the Space Marine deployment.
So I've got the Intercessors out in front, as they usually do. They've got the last guys to tuck in a bit, so they're all in the area terrain. And the Hellblasters behind them, and then the Captain behind them for his aura of reroll 1s. And then over the other side I've got the Aggressors and the Chaplain.
Right, and then I get to decide who goes first or second. And I think I'm going to go second, so I think we're going to have Space Marines going first. But before we start the turn, we need to roll for which objective is the valuable one. So rolling a d6.
Number 5. So it's this one.
That's this one over here by the Blighthauler. Now that we know that, we can go into Space Marines turn 1.
So basically, it's pretty simple. Everyone's just sort of moved up their 6 inches. So the Intercessors, the Hellblasters and the Captain have all moved up, and we control Objective 2 now. The Aggressors just moved up a little bit. They're out of the danger zone of getting attacked by the Foul Blightspawn. They can take the objective, and the Chaplain's just moved up normally behind them. So beyond to the shooting phase. So I'll start with the Hellblasters. They are going to overcharge. They're going to overcharge at the Plague Marines.
Plague Marines all have cover because they're within 7 inches of the Blighthauler.
The first Hellblaster, because we're overcharging, they're not within rapid fire range. The first shot, hitting on 3, rolling 1s because of the Captain, and that's a hit. Sarge gets a hit, and number 3 also gets a hit. So 3 hits, wounding on 3s. They all wounded.
Yeah, I go 6+ because I'm in cover. I've made 1, but that's 2 damage shots going through. So the first one hits a Plague Marine and kills him, and the second one... Oh,
he survived.
Oh, he survived. Oh, we only lose 1 bolt gun today.
So I'll do the Intercessors next, and they'll also shoot at the Plague Marines.
Righto.
So we've got 5 shots hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. Rolling the 1. That's 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
Still in cover, so 3+. Failed 1. Disgustingly resilient. Oh no, the bolt gunner refuses to die.
So the Captain will actually shoot at the Myphitic Blighthauler, because his weapon has no AP, so the Plague Marines will have 2+ armour saves.
Yeah, fair enough.
So he's got 2 shots hitting on 2s, rolling 1s. Got 2 hits, wounded on 5s. Yep. No wounds. And everyone over there is out of range. So that'll be end of my turn. I'm not close enough to clear any charges.
So on to Death Guard turn 1. In my movement phase, the Blighthauler has moved up actually on top of this objective, so I've just moved it to the side for now. And then these Poxwalkers over here are going to advance 4 extra inches. That brings them up to there, and now we're going to advance the Foul Blightspawn as well. He rolls only a 1. That puts in there, and then these Plague Marines are actually also going to advance. 6.
Ooh.
That brings them up to there. And then at the end of my movement phase, the Tainted Cohort have arrived here, then just over 9 inches away from the Aggressors and the Intercessors in there. So on to the shooting phase. We'll start with the Blighthauler, since it has the highest damage weapons. It's going to shoot at the Hellblasters. So we'll start with its Multi-Melter, hits on 4. It's a 6. It always rolls a 6. Wounds on a 2. Yep.
6+ armour save with cover. Nope.
D6 damage. Oh, just 1.
Oh, Hellblaster takes a wound.
He takes a wound. And then the Bile Spurt isn't in range, so I would want to shoot it next, but so we're going to have to do the Crack Missile, hits on the 4. Yep, wounds on the 2. Yep.
4+ armour save.
Yep.
Save you -2. Nope. So the wounded Hellblaster dies.
The Plague Marines will shoot at them as well. We've got 4 shots from Blight Launchers because they advanced, so hitting on 4s. They all missed.
Oh.
And that just leaves the Tainted Cohort, and they're also going to fire at the Hellblasters. I can just about see the guy on the end through the window. So we've got 8 shots from 2 combi bolters. Hitting on 3s. 6 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1. And you've got a 2+ save.
2+. No.
No.
Regular Hellblaster takes a wound.
That's it for shooting phase. The Foul Blight Spawn is out of range, obviously. I suppose the Tainted Cohort might as well declare a charge on the aggressors because you're not in range to Overwatch with the Flamestorm Gauntlets. So I just need to roll a 9, basically. No, I didn't. And then at the end of the battle round, we need to score the objectives. So we get 1 point for every one we hold, or 2 if it's the special one, which is this one over here underneath the Blight Hauler. So I get 2 for that, and then I hold this one here and this one in the middle. And the Space Marines hold number 1 and number 2. So that makes it 4 victory points to 2 in favour of the Death Guard as we go into Space Marines turn 2. At the beginning of the battle round, we have to roll for the special objective. Oh, 6. So that's all of them. They're all worth 2 victory points.
So, for my movement, the intercessors have moved out of the cover. The captain has come with them. Now the 2 Hellblasters are going to stay roughly where they are. They've shuffled around a bit so that they can both see the Plague Marines. And the aggressors and the chaplain have moved up normally, and the aggressors are all within flame range of those Poxwalkers. So it's on to the shooting phase. Start with the Hellblasters. They're going to overcharge at the Tainted Cohort. We have to roll them separately. So the regular man, who is wounded, re-rolling the 1 because of the captain, gets 1 hit. And Sarge gets 1 hit as well, so it's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, 1 wound.
4+ invulnerable save. Yes.
And I'll do the aggressors. They're going to flame the Poxwalkers. 66 automatic hits. 23 hits.
They're not all in cover, so just got disgustingly resilient to make.
Made a lot of them.
Made 5, so we lose 11 Poxwalkers. There's only 1 left, and he's in range of the objective.
Then we'll do the intercessors next. They're going to rapid fire at the Plague Marines.
Yep.
And 1 will throw a crack grenade. So start with the crack grenade, hitting on 3, rolling 1s. You hit, wounding on 3. You wounded.
4+ armour. Nope.
Well, it's 3+. So
yeah.
-1, but you rolled a 2. So D3 damage. 1.
Nope. 4 kind of goes down.
And then 8 bolt rifle shots, hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. 6 hits. Wounding on 5s. 4 wounds.
3+ armour, yeah, I'm actually within range of the Blight Hauler, so I was wrong last time, but I don't roll a 2, and oh dear.
Oh dear.
So, resilient. Oh, we made 2 at
There
least.
you go.
So we lose this Blight Launcher.
And then the captain, well, it's 2+ either way, because you're in cover, so he'll shoot at the Terminators. Hitting on 2s, rolling 1s, 2 hits. Wounding on 5s, no wounds. And the chaplain will fire his Absolver Bolt Pistol at the Plague Marines. So yeah, he's not in crack grenade range of the Terminators, so he'll fire his Absolver Bolt Pistol at the Plague Marines. So 1 shot hitting on a 3, you hit. Wounding on a 4.
Yeah, they're in cover, so 3+. Yes.
So we'll declare a charge on the Plague Marines. Yep.
So Blight Launcher and Plasma Gun. Blight Launcher, no hits. Plasma Gun not supercharging. 1 hit. Wounds on the 3. Does.
6+ armor save. I made it.
Ah.
And then charge distance is 8.
So they complete their charge like this. Do you want to explain what you're doing?
I'm going to charge. I'm going to pile in into everything.
Yes.
And try to hold all of you up.
Yeah, because this guy over here is closer to the Blight Hauler, and
See.
Sarge over here is closer to the Foul Blight Spawn. So you can actually stop both of them shooting.
Yeah. Next, the captain will declare a charge at the Plague Marines as well.
Okay.
7. That's definitely going to be enough, even if he goes over the ammo boxes like that. The aggressors will declare a charge on the Tainted Cohort.
Yeah, so we'll Overwatch with the Plague Spewer first. It gets 5 hits.
Oh dear.
Yes, wounding on 4s because it's strength 5. Rerolling 1s. That's 4 wounds. It's AP -1, but you're in cover.
Yeah, so 3+ armor saves. Ooh, failed 1. Aggressor takes a wound.
Yeah, and we've got all the combi bolters hitting on 6s. Got 1 hit. Wounds on a 5. No.
And their charge distance is a 3. That's not going to be enough.
So on to the fight phase. You get to pick somebody, but neither of these units count as charging because the Foul Blight Spawn smells.
But it's my turn, so I get to pick first anyway.
Yes.
And I'm going to pick the captain because he's more likely to kill the Plague Marines, and until I pile in the intercessors, you don't actually have anyone else in melee range.
No, exactly. So if you kill those Plague Marines, you'll actually get to pick second anyway.
So he has 5 melee attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. And he got all of them hit. Wounding on 5s. He needs to get some wounds. He got 1 wound.
Right, well, I made my armor save
Yep.
because it's a 6+, so he didn't actually do
It's
anything.
having a very bad game.
So he didn't do any damage, and I do now get to pick the Plague Marines because the intercessors don't count as charging. Mm-hmm. And they're going to hit the captain. So we've got the Power Fist. It hits twice on 4s. One hit, it wounds on a 2 because he's not in Gravis armor, so that's a wound. You've got
4+ invulnerable save. Of course, I don't make it.
And he takes 1 damage.
And he's got 6+. Feel no pain.
Oh yes.
Nope.
He doesn't.
So he
He
takes a
doesn't.
wound.
He
Down
doesn't.
to 5.
And then the knife, 1 attack, it hit, it wounds on a 4. No.
And now I get to pick. So this intercessor will step into the personal space of the Blighthaller. Sarge will move into his personal space. This guy will go here. And then I think all of the intercessors can attack the Plague Marine because they're within an inch of a man who's within an inch. So we've got 11 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. There's a lot of 1s. Rerolling the 1s, turns into 3 more hits. Wounding on 5s. 3 wounds.
Armor saves. Failed 1. Ah, he's right. And then I get to attack, so we'll start with Foul Blight Spawn. So rudely brought him into combat. 3 attacks, 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Not rerolling 1s, because no Plague Knife.
3+ armor save, made it.
And then Blighthaller, 3 attacks on 4s. 1 hit, he's on a 3, rerolling 1s. Yes, it does. Minus 2 AP.
5+, made it as well.
No. So we're on to Death Guard, turn 2. For my movement, the Foul Blight Spawn has fallen back all the way over here, running away as far as possible, and the Poxwalker, the remaining one, has just moved a little bit. Just to. So I've got 2 models in range of that objective. You don't actually have any, he's not close enough,
Yeah.
but yeah. Blighthaller has fallen back as well. It's still within 3 inches of that objective, as is one of these intercessors. So at the moment it's contested. And the Terminators have moved 4 inches into the middle of the field. And then the Plague Marines are actually going to stay in melee, I think. So in the shooting phase, the Terminators will shoot at the Hellblasters that are over there. We'll start with the auto-hitting weapon. It hits 4 times, wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s, only 2 wounds, and you're in cover, so...
3+ armor saves, made both.
Then we've got 8 combi bolter shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s though, because I'm actually next to the alley box now. Yep.
7 hits.
7 hits, wounding on 4s, 3.
2+ armor saves, as we were in cover. Failed 1, so wounded man goes down.
So in the charge phase, the Terminators, they'll charge both the Intercessors and the Captain, I think. Just might as well, because I know Overwatch coming my way. Only 4 inches, but they're in. They charge like that, surrounding the Captain, and they get to attack first, and they're obviously all going to attack the Captain. So we've got we'll do the Bubotic Axe first, 2 attacks hitting on 3s, 1 hit but death of the False Emperor, turns into 2 hits, that was a 6. Wounding on, not 2s. Then we've got the Power Sword, gets 1 hit.
Bale Sword.
Sorry, yeah, Bale Sword, wounds on the 4, it does.
4+ invulnerable save, made it.
Then the guy without a melee weapon, he hits once, wounds on the 4. No, wholly ineffectual. So then it's my turn and I get to pick, and we'll do the Plague Marines, and they're going to hit the Captain as well. Come on, Power Fist, 2 attacks on the 4s, 1 hit again, wounds on the 2. He did.
4+ invulnerable save, made it.
Knife, misses. Right, well, Space Marines now get to fight with both units, so...
Now I'll start with the Intercessors, just in case they actually manage to kill the 2 Plague Marines.
Yeah, okay.
11 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Rerolling the 1s. Turns into 2 more hits, where I need all those 5s and 6s again. Wounding on 5s. 3 wounds.
3+. Failed 2.
No.
Disgustingly resilient. Oh, the champion lives.
Captain will put all of his attacks on the Plague Champion.
Yeah, because if you kill him, then the Intercessors get unengaged, so that's not a bad idea.
So that's going to be 5 attacks hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. And you all hit. Wounding on 5s. Come on, 1 wound.
Can I make a 6 again, though? No, I can't.
Oh, come on.
It's only 1 damage. Not mastercrafted. Oh, he lives. Well, that'll be it for Death Guard turn 2, so we'll be on to Space Marines turn 3 once we've scored the victory points. And they're worth 2 each at the moment. This one over here is contested,
Yep.
2 models in. I have this one over here. I also have the one in the middle, I think.
Yeah, you definitely have more models around.
More models within 3 inches. And the Space Marines hold this one and this one, so that'll actually be 4 victory points each. So that makes it 8-6 to the Death Guard as we go into Space Marines turn 3. At the beginning of the battle round, rolling for which objective will be the important one. Number 1.
Okay.
That's the one over here by the chaplain.
So, my movement, the aggressor's just going to move up there 5 inches. Chaplain's going to move up a little bit, so just in case somebody gets into melee over here, he'll be in range, and he's still in range of that objective. Hellblaster Sergeant's just going to stay where he is, and the Intercessors and the Captain are going to stay in combat where they are. So, slight adjustment at the end of the movement phase. Realise the Hellblaster Sergeant can't actually see anything to shoot at, so you're just going to shuffle out a little bit so you can see the Blight Hauler.
Yep.
So he'll shoot at the Blight Hauler. He's not going to overcharge. So just one shot hitting on a 3. Wait, hit. Wounding on a 3. 4.
4, yeah.
Because it's toughness 7.
Yep, but it did wound. 5 plus invulnerable save. Oh, I made it.
No, the Intercessors are all going to fire their bolt pistols at the Plague Marine.
Yeah.
So you've got 5 shots hitting on 3s, you're rolling 1s. You're rolling the 1. Missed. 4 hits. Wounding on 5s.
Ooh.
3 wounds.
Armour save. He's failed 1. And he dies.
Phew.
So that actually frees up the Intercessors to charge if you want them to.
Yes,
And
that is important.
because they're now more than an inch away.
And then the Captain also has a bolt pistol, so he'll fire it at the Terminators. Hitting on a 2, you're rolling 1s. You hit. Wounding on a 5. Nope. And then the aggressors are not going to shoot.
No, they are within range of this Poxwalker, but you have plans for him.
Yeah. The Chaplain has no one to shoot at either. Aggressors are going to declare a charge on that Poxwalker and the Terminators. So they get a charge distance of 4, so that is not enough to get them to the Poxwalker.
No.
But it is enough to get them into combat with the Terminators at least. Completed our charge like that.
Yep.
Then the Intercessors are going to declare a charge on the Poxwalker as well.
Okay.
They got a 7, that's probably enough.
They finish their charge like that. I suspect I know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I do feel really bad. It's pretty gross. They don't count as charging because he smells bad. They do count as charging because they're outside 7 inches, so they get to go first.
The aggressors have piled in, and they are still within 6 inches of the Chaplain's aura.
Yep. So we've got 7 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s, because the re-roll is applied before modifiers.
Yes.
So ignoring 3s.
Oh well.
Well,
Rerolling all the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
That's better.
So that's 6 hits, wounding on 3s. Come on, aggressors. Only 3 wounds.
4 plus invulnerable saves from the Terminators. Made 2, so only 1 goes through.
D3 damage, 3.
And we're going to make all of these. No, so
yeah.
one Terminator goes down, it will be the guy with the auto-hitting weapon, because there's much melee going on at the moment.
We'll consolidate this guy a little bit. And then I get to pick, so I'll pick the Captain. So scratch that, I'm going to pick the Intercessors so I can pile them in before the Poxwalker piles in and cuts me off. So Sarge is going to pile in like that to get them both.
Yeah.
Then I think he has to come like this, and he has to go that way a smidge.
Yeah, bringing the Blight Hauler into melee as well.
So we can't actually fight the Foul Blight Spawn and the Blight Hauler because we didn't declare them as charged targets. So only this man and Sarge can fight the Poxwalker. So they have 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 hits. Yeah, so the Intercessors are still within 6 inches of the Captain. I got a 1, so I get to re-roll it. It's another hit, so that's 5 hits on the Poxwalker. Wounding on 3s, 4 wounds.
And goodbye, Poxwalker. There. I get to pick now, and the Captain hasn't been yet, so I'll do the Terminators before he kills one of them. And they're going to hit the aggressors, actually. See if I can take out that guy with a wound. If I can knock you down 2 models, you won't hold that objective. We'll do the axe. 2 hits.
Got 1 in now.
3 hits. And
Wounding on 4s.
Wounding on 4s because they're aggressors, so that's only 1 wound.
5 plus armor save?
Yeah.
Nope. So the wounded aggressor goes down.
And then we have the Bale Sword. 1 hit. Minus 4 AP though.
So that's
well, that's 6 to wound.
It's an automatic wound.
Well, that's them done. So now Captain gets to fight that.
Captain has 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
And I failed both of my
Invulnerable
saves. Disgustingly resilient. Made 1, so the Swordman will take a wound. And then finally I've got these 2 things to fight back with. So we'll do the Foul Blight Spawn first. He gets 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, not re-rolling 1s.
3 plus armor save? No.
Ooh.
So an Intercessor takes a wound. Put it on the man in the middle.
And Blight Hauler on 4s. Oh, I missed. Hopeless. Well, that's it for the end of Space Marines turn 3. So we're on to Death Guard turn 3. Well, my movement phase is very simple. The Foul Blight Spawn has fallen back over here to somewhere you can't possibly shoot him without getting overwatched. Or somewhere you can't possibly charge him without getting overwatched. And the Blight Hauler has come all the way over here. It can't quite get through that gap there, so it has to come all the way over here. And the Terminator's going to stay in melee. And then we've got no shooting, so straight to the fight phase, where the Terminators are going to hit the aggressors. If I can kill that guy who's on a wound, then it'll be 2 models all for the objective. So, do the axe, hitting on 3s. Ooh,
He's mad.
he doesn't usually let me down, the Axeman. So 3 hits, wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. Only 1 wound.
5+ armor save. Come on, aggressors. Yes.
2 attacks from the sword. They both missed. So you're going to hit back.
So I'll do the aggressors first. They have 5 attacks between them, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s and 2s. Oh, look at all those 3s. Rerolling the 2, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, 1 wound.
4+. Made it.
And the captain has 5 attacks hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Oh. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds again.
4+ armour. Oh, invulnerable save. Made 1, failed 1. Disgustingly resilient. Nope. The sword man goes down. And then at the end of the battle round, we score objectives again. The Space Marines hold this one over here, and this one over here, and the one in the middle, and this one, and this one. So that's going to be 6 victory points, because number 1 over here is worth 2. So it's now 12 victory points to 8 in favour of the Space Marines as we go into Space Marines turn 4. Right, rolling for which objective is the important one. Let's try again. 1. Again. So the chaplain's staying in the corner, presumably.
That is annoying. So before we do anything, I'm going to try and use my special territory bonus, the 4+ orbital strike, on the Terminator. It also says I can use this at any point.
Yeah, it just says once per game. It doesn't specify at all when, so whenever you like.
But it will free up these 2 units to do something else. So on a 4+, it activates. It does. So it's D3 mortal wounds to the Terminator. 1.
Okay, well, it won't kill him. But he didn't ignore it.
We did a wound at least.
So he's down to 1.
So first off in my movement phase, after the orb strike, the Hellblast Sergeant's going to shuffle along a bit so that he can see the Foul Blight spawn, but he can't see this Terminator, which means he can shoot at the Foul Blight spawn. He's the closest visible enemy model.
Yeah, because this is not match play, so the rule about targeting characters being the closest regardless of being visible does not apply.
And then the intercessors have all hidden behind this wall so we can charge the Foul Blight spawn without being overwatched.
Yeah, Foul Blight spawn cannot see. Yep, Foul Blight spawn cannot see any of the intercessors.
So on to the shooting phase. Start with the Hellblast Sergeant. He'll shoot a single shot, not overcharged, at the Foul Blight spawn. So it's hitting on a 3. It hit. Wounding on a 3. It wounded.
I'm in cover, so I do get a 6+. Nope. And it does 1 damage, which I have ignored. And Chaplain is closer to this Terminator, so he can't shoot Foul Blight spawn, and he's not in range of the Blight.
So that's going to be it for shooting. On to the charge phase.
Yep.
The intercessors will declare a charge on the Foul Blight spawn and the Terminator. So their charge distance is a 12.
Oh, look what happened. And look what's about to happen again.
So they don't count as charging because the Foul Blight spawn smells really bad. So I get to pick first.
Yeah.
Because it's my turn, so I'll pick the aggressors. Yeah.
There he piles in to make sure he's in range to hit.
So you got 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s and 2s because of the Chaplain.
3s again.
3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
Bounced off. We're going to go with the Foul Blight spawn next, because if he kills this man in the middle, then it makes the Intercessor's life a little bit difficult. Okay, he's got 3 hits and 2 extra. He's got 5 hits out of 3. He's annoyed, he's pinned him in a corner too much. And he got 4 wounds.
3+. Oh, I failed 2. So wounded man dies.
Yeah, and someone else takes a wound.
Put it on this man.
That's quite important because it means they cannot now bring this into combat.
Yeah.
Because when they make a move, they have to stay in coherency. The implication being that if you can't get in coherency in your move, you can't move.
Yeah. So I get to pick next, so I'll pick the captain.
Yep.
He has 5 attacks hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, they all hit. Hit wounding on 5s, because Weedy only 1 wound.
I've bounced off again. And then that Terminator, he's still going to try and kill that aggressor. It's the guy with the axe, so 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound and an AP -3 because that was a 6th wound.
6+ armor save. No. So the regular aggressor dies.
And the Blight Hauler is not brought into melee.
So,
but these 2 intercessors do get to hit the Foul Blight spawn.
So they have 5 attacks between them because one is the sergeant. Hitting on 3s. I'll take that. 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
Armour. Made them. That will be it for the end of Space Marines turn 4, so on to Death Guard turn 4. We've only got 3 models left. The Foulblight Spawn can't get out, but the Terminator has fallen back from melee and the Blight Hauler has gone over here, unexpectedly being able to shoot. So it will shoot the Captain. So we've got the Multi-Melter, hits on a 4. Oh, it missed.
Oh my god, it missed!
The Crack Missile, it does hit on a 4, wounds on a 2. Yep.
4+ invulnerable save. You made it.
Then the Bile Spurt, D3 shots, 2, hitting on 4s, both hit, wounding on 3s. Oh, no, 2 2s. Which means that in the fight phase we've just got the Foulblight Spawn. So he will hit the Intercessors, 3 attacks, they all hit, no that's the Silver Emperor, and only 1 wound.
3+ armor save. Oh, failed. Intercessor goes down.
But you can now pile in towards the Foulblight
Yes.
Spawn because he is now the closest model. Yeah.
So he's not in range, but he's in range of that objective.
Yes.
So there's 5 attacks there from the 2 Intercessors. Hitting on 3s. Well, they all hit. Wounding on 5s. Nothing.
And once again we're at the end of the battle round, so we calculate objectives. Space Marines hold number 4 down here, because there's an Intercessor next to it. The one in the middle they hold as well. And number 1, the high value one. And number 2 over there. But the Death Guard hold number 5. Hooray! So the Death Guard get a point to go up to 9. But the Space Marines get 5. So that brings the score 17-9 in favour of the Space Marines, as we would be going into Space Marines turn 5, but I'm going to concede here because even if we roll a 6 for the objectives and therefore making them all worth 2, I can hold a maximum of 3 of them, so I can only get 6 victory points, so I can get a maximum of 15. So the Death Guard cannot possibly win. So it will be a Space Marine victory, and we will recap that and give you our thoughts on it now. Well, there we had the mission from issue 39 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. What do you think?
It went a lot better for me than I thought it was going to.
Yes, I think it went a lot better than I thought it was going to go for you as well, actually.
Well, so I'm actually going to skip ahead and talk about the new model. So the new Captain, he's kind of like Calcius, where he's okay in melee, but I'd rather use him as a support. I probably wouldn't normally want him to be in melee. He actually was quite a good damage tank, which I wouldn't really want to do with him in a full-size game either.
You wouldn't want to rely on that, would you? Because you wouldn't want to... I think you made 5 out of 6 invulnerable saves or something, but you wouldn't expect that to happen, so...
Would have much preferred the Chaplain to be in melee, but due to the way the bonus objective worked out, poor Chaplain didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, your Chaplain was reduced to being a spectator, really, but...
Yeah, if I took this Captain, I'd use him as like a gunline Captain. Stick him with all your Intercessors and Hellblasters and just have them reroll 1s. But I think if I'd done that, I would have lost. The Foulblight Spawn, you've seen he just deletes units off the board if you let him, and my Mythic Blight Hauler as well is going to be tough to deal with, even with the Hellblasters. And we did check the rules, and by the letter of the rules, you can charge Intercessors like that.
Oh yeah, it's completely legitimate. The rules just say that the first model you move has to get within 1 inch of an enemy unit, so provided you move someone which is within 1 inch of the unit you're intending to charge, everyone else can go wherever you want. So that was all of what you did was perfectly legitimate. Unless it wasn't. Tell us if it wasn't, but we're pretty sure it was.
So because even if it did seem pretty cheesy, that's kind of the only real way of dealing with your 2 best shooting units.
Oh yeah, and I've said before, when facing those units, that is basically your tactic, because if they shoot, then bad things happen to your army. So
yeah.
To be honest, you just did well at locking down my units that you didn't want to shoot. And I still made mistakes, like leaving that Poxwalker too close to him. I said the other issue that I still don't know how to sort that out, and I'm still making those mistakes, keeping someone near him when I shouldn't. I put him there to make sure I hold the objective. That was why I did it, but that backfired. The first time it wasn't a mistake, I don't think so much, because there were Poxwalkers in front of him when I'd finished moving him. Yeah. They disappeared shortly afterwards. But there were Poxwalkers there at the beginning, so... Although, yes, you definitely locked down my powerful shooting units, I don't think my other units performed very well either. The Plague Marines, their shooting was largely ineffective. Maybe I shouldn't have advanced them in the first turn, because they would have hit if I hadn't advanced. So maybe that was a mistake, because they didn't really need to be in the middle of the board, because I could still drop the Terminators on that objective, so I didn't really need to move the Plague Marines up.
And I think, if you kept the Plague Marines back, basically if I couldn't have charged to get the 2 of your shooting units, I think you could have just shot me off the board fairly quickly after that.
Yeah. Well, the mission, I guess it's kind of interesting. But also a little bit random. Getting Objective 1 twice when you had someone near it and I had no hope of getting to it was quite good for you.
It's better than the last issue, though, at least, where that was a D3. This, at least, objectives are still worth 1 victory point, and the random objective is only worth 1 more.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world, especially if you control 3 objectives.
Yeah, and actually at the beginning I was pulling ahead because I had more objectives. And that's why I chose to go second as well, because...
Yeah, because it scores after your turn.
It scores after my turn, so I was able to react to your moves. But then, after some precision charging and various other things, I suddenly found myself on the back foot. So you really stole the initiative, actually, from me with that charge. Although it seemed rather one-sided, I think it was actually down to that on your part.
So we could also talk about the new Space Marine Codex. At time of recording, the new Space Marine Codex has just come out. And it does change a lot of new stuff for the Space Marines, and the Death Guard also get some new stuff as well. If you stand still and you have a rapid fire bolt weapon, you can shoot twice up to max range. Some of the weapons get minored.
Yeah, so there's the Captain's Bolt Rifle that I spoke about in the introduction. Aggressors having 3 wounds and 3 attacks.
Gravis units gain an extra wound, so the Gravis kind of gets an extra wound. And what was the other one? Is it Storm Assault? Gives you +1 attack.
+1 attack on the charge. And actually, the Death Guard get that as well.
But we're not going to use those rules unless they turn up in the magazine, and at time of recording, the most recent issue was 50. So if they turn up, we will switch to using those rules, but maybe there'll be an FAQ or something, we don't know.
We're not going to do anything until the magazine tells us otherwise. And the last thing to talk about is the campaign map. So we've finished with that now. Well, there's 1 square left, but next issue is quite a special mission with quite a lot of various rules and things going on anyway, so we don't really want another rule in. And the Space Marines have actually kind of won the campaign anyway, because it's now
7-3.
7 victories to 3 on the campaign. And I think, well, the contested territory bonus obviously came up the most because there are a lot more contested territories. And I found it quite useful because it meant I could, usually with the Foul Blight Spawn or the Plague Marines, I could shoot people who were in cover and pretend they weren't. For you, your weapons were mostly either AP-1 or AP-4.
Yeah, I mean, it came up a few times with the Hellblasters, I think.
Yeah, I think you did use it a few times. I feel like, thinking about it, I feel like I got more utility out of it. Partly just due to circumstances, like in a lot of games. There was no one in cover to shoot with it when you wanted to shoot with it.
I think I probably spent more time in cover as well, at least.
Yeah. And then the Space Marine one did actually go off the 2 times you used it. And the Death Guard one, we only did 1 Death Guard territory mission, and I didn't get a chance to use it.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but it was right at the end of the game when it would have made no difference. But, I mean, the reason I didn't... Because I won a couple of missions, and the reason I didn't pick my thing was because in various of these missions, the points difference was actually in my favour. Like, I had several 50 more points than the Space Marines, so I wanted to save my bonus for when on the occasions, like in the previous mission, where I was down on points.
Yeah.
Not that did me any help in the end, but... In fact, this one, actually, the Space Marines were down 50 points or so,
Something
I think.
Like that. Well, you didn't have the choice, because I won the previous one.
Yeah, the Space Marines won most anyway, and you weren't likely to give me a bonus for free. So, also, next issue, we'll have an overview of the entire collection this far. That's been on to issue 40, and we're about to move on to a new battle mat. But that's all we have to say for now, I think. If you enjoyed this, then please give it a like, and consider subscribing if you want to keep up to date with the latest of these issues. If you have any comments to leave, then please do. We'd love to hear from you. But until next time, we've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you then.
Bye for now.